Всем привет еще раз. Hi everyone again. Today we're going to continue talking about languages and nationalities expressed by adjectives. So last time we talked about nouns and the suffixes that build this those nouns. Англичанин, американец, американка. And now we will talk about английский, немецкий, американский, американская, немецкая, английская. We'll talk about adjectives. And as you can see, the difference between feminine and masculine are going to be the ending of the adjective. We will talk about the verbs жить, to live, and знать, to know. These are the verbs of the first conjugation in Russian language. We'll use them with the first person, I, and with the third person, he, she, it. So it will be I live, I know, he lives, she knows, and so on. We will talk about prepositional case in Russian language. Prepositional case we use when we want to explain the location of an object or item. So we use it with the preposition в or на that explains the location. In the English language we will ask where are you at? And you'll say I'm in the house, I'm at the office. In Russian language we will say где ты or где вы находитесь, where are you located? And you'll say в доме, в офисе. So prepositional case makes us understand the location of an object, an item, and also we use preposition and change the ending of a noun to build this construction. So we use preposition в in this case and the ending е, в доме, в офисе. But also prepositional case explains other things when we're talking about something, when we're thinking about something. So when we talk about something, that's going to be our prepositional case. Prepositional case used always with the preposition, and it's going to be either or na, or v. And again, today we're going to talk about the preposition v, which is English equivalent of in or at. And lastly, we'll talk about patterns, где живет, where lives somebody, где живет plus noun, где живет Katya, where does Katya live? And we'll talk about the same construction with the pronoun где plus pronoun and живет. Where does she live? Where does he live? And in Russian it will be где он or она живет. And by the end of this video, you will learn 13 vocabulary units. These are mandatory to continue this course. And I'll also give you additional vocabulary units. They're going to be focused on prepositional case mainly because there are some exceptions. We have endings that are used with one preposition and then other endings that used with another preposition. So these are also vocabulary units, but they're going to be additional for your knowledge. So we're going to talk about verbs first. We have two verbs to practice today. These are verbs знать, to know, and жить, to live. And we are going to discuss it in the first person and in the third person. The first person is I. In Russian, it's я. And the third person, it's он, она, or оно. We're going to take just он and она, he and she. In Russian language, we have two conjugations. And conjugation, basically, the way the verbs change their endings, like the patterns that we can follow to build the verbs. So the first conjugation, in the first person, or for the first person, we have the endings u and ю. So our examples will be я живу and я знаю. And in the third person, the endings of the first conjugation are ет and йот. For example, он знает and он живет. And same for она. Она знает, она живет. So let's talk about the verb to live. Жить. You see how жить changed to жив, the stem of the verb changed to жив. Я живу, он, она живет. I guess it's easy to remember because live, жив is now sounding alike. Live and жив. So the consonant v, in this case, we don't have that additional consonant in the verb знать, but we have it in the verb жить. The consonant v separates two vowels. Живу, живет. And it's similar to English example Peru, Peruvian. So this V is the linking consonant between two vowels. And in order to practice the verb жить, живу, живет, we are going to use it with the countries that we learned in the previous class. So we'll take countries ending on «ия», like Россия or Anglia. We'll take countries ending on «а», like America. And we'll take countries ending on a consonant, like Vietnam or Kitai. We are not going to use other countries because other countries, the endings like «и» in Chile or «у» in Peru or «о» in Morocco, we're not going to take them because these are going to be treated as foreign words, borrowed words, and the forms of these countries are not going to change. So they're not going to be useful for this example. But again, we're going to look at the countries which endings are going to change depending on the case, and we can use our conjugated verb жить with these countries. So again, prepositional case is the case that answer question where or где. The formal question for this case is в ком, в чем. But those questions aside, you will mainly see it in regular speech with the question where or где. So now we're taking our countries that we talked about, the countries ending on «ия», «а», and the consonant, and they're going to be in nominative case, right? In the beginning, in the dictionary case. So we have countries Anglia, Россия, Япония, Германия. And we have countries ending on «а», America, Polsha, Litva. And countries ending on a consonant, these are Kitai, Uzbekistan, and Thailand. And now we are going to look how they are changing in prepositional case. So if we ask question where, like where do you live? And you want to say, I live in America, I live in Polsha, and so on. It will sound like this. Я живу в, and then the name of the country. So let's look how the ending «ия» will change. Я живу в Англии, я живу в России, я живу в Германии, я живу в Японии. Then let's look at how the ending «а» will change. Я живу в Америке, я живу в Литве, я живу в Польше. And the country that ends on a consonant will change alike. It will also add the consonant «е». So, for example, я живу в Китае, я живу в Таиланде, я живу в Узбекистане. So, when you ask a question where, in the answer you will have the preposition в and the changed ending. So, ending «ия» will change to «ии». Англия в Англии. Я живу в Англии. And the ending «а» will change to «е», and the consonant will change to «е». Я живу в Америке. Я живу в Китае. The first exercise for this class, for this lesson, is to say where do you live. So you will say я живу and в, the name of the country, changed with the correct ending. So if you live in Anglia, you will say я живу в Англии. If you live in America, you will say в Америке, я живу в Америке. И if you live in China, you will say Китай в Китае, я живу в Китае. So as you saw, prepositional case uses ending «е» 90% of the time. So we saw the exception when the countries ending on «ия» changed to «ии». And this rule applies not only to countries when we change the consonant or «а» to «е» and the ending of «ия» to «ии». This rule applies to all of Russian nouns. So if you have ending «ия», it will change to «ии». If you have also ending «ие» or «ии», will also change to «ии». Например, for example, здание, a building, will change to «ии». Я в здании. Я живу в здании. I live in the building. So «ие» follows the same rule of «ия». It changes to «ии». And likewise, everything that ends on a consonant or a vowel like «а» or «я» will change to «е». Я живу or я нахожусь, I'm located, в школе. Я нахожусь на работе. I'm located at the school or in the school. I'm located at work. Я нахожусь в доме. So the consonant or like an example дом change to «е». And the vowel in the examples работа, школа also change to «е». And here we have some exceptions. In some cases, with prepositions в or на, we use ending у. For example, instead of школа в школе, it will be шкаф в шкафу, or мост в мосту, or на мосту. These are the cases you have to memorize. There are no explanation how we have this ending u. This just comes from practice and from memorizing the cases when we actually use u. One of the hints I found is that normally it would be words that a little bit on a smaller, like shorter side. So not all the time, but most of the times these are short words. And I prepared the list of words. Some of them are в лесу. Я нахожусь в лесу. I'm located in the forest or at the forest. Я нахожусь в лесу. Then you'll say в саду. I'm in the garden. Я в саду. Я в лесу. Then you'll say я в шкафу или я на шкафу. Я в аэропорту. I'm in the airport. I'm at the airport. Then I can also think about угол. Угол is the corner. Я на углу means I'm on outside of the corner. И я в углу, like I'm in the inside of the corner. Я в углу. I'll think about more words and I'll include all of the exceptions when we have preposition в and на and the ending у. This rule does not apply to preposition or. So preposition or will always follow the rules that we discussed. И я, и е will change to и, and consonant and vowel will change to е. But again, prepositions в and на can have ending u sometimes. And now I'm going to read some examples, and please practice reading these examples with me. Кто это? Это Стивен. Кто он? Он англичанин. Где он живет? Он живет в Англии. Его жена англичанка? Да, англичанка. Она тоже живет в Англии. И я живу в Англии. Okay. Who is this? This is Steven. Who is he? He is English or Englishman. Where does he live? He lives in England. Is his wife English? Yes, she is English. She also lives in England. So do I. I live in England too. Кто это? Это Мизуки. Кто она? Она японка. Где она живет? Она живет в Японии. Ее муж тоже японец? Да, тоже японец. Он тоже живет в Японии. И я живу в Японии. Who is this? This is Mizuki. Who is she? She is Japanese. Where does she live? She lives in Japan. Is her husband also Japanese? Yes, he's also Japanese. He also lives in Japan. So do I. I live in Japan too. Кто это? Это Гюнтер. Кто он? Он немец. Где он живет? Он живет в Германии. Его подруга тоже немка? Да, она немка, но она не живет в Германии. И я не живу в Германии. Who is this? This is Gunther. Who is he? He's German. Where does he live? He lives in Germany. Is his girlfriend German too? Yes, she's German, but she doesn't live in Germany. Neither do I. I don't live in Germany either. Кто это? Это Джон. Кто он? Он американец. А его жена? Его жена тоже американка. Где живет Джон? Джон живет в Америке. Who is this? This is John. Who is he? He's American. And who is his wife? His wife is also American. Where does John live? John lives in America. Я Ингеборга, я литовка, я живу в Литве. Мой друг тоже литовец, но он не живет в Литве. I'm Ingeborga. I'm Lithuanian. I live in Lithuania. My friend is Lithuanian, but he doesn't live in Lithuania. Мое имя Януш. Я поляк. Я живу в Польше. Моя подруга тоже полька. Она тоже живет в Польше. My name is Janusz. I'm Polish. I live in Poland. My girlfriend is also Polish. She lives in Poland too. Мое имя Хонг. Я китаец. Я живу в Китае. Моя жена тоже китаянка. Она тоже живет в Китае. My name's Hong. I'm Chinese. I live in China. My wife is also Chinese. She lives in China too. Мое имя Чимлин. Я тайка. Я живу в Таиланде. Мой муж тоже таец. Он тоже живет в Таиланде. My name is Chimlin. I'm Thai. I live in Thailand. My husband is also Thai. He also lives in Thailand. Мое имя Алишер. Я узбек. Я живу в Узбекистане. Моя подруга тоже узбечка. Она тоже живет в Узбекистане. My name is Alisher. I'm Uzbek. I live in Uzbekistan. My girlfriend is also Uzbek. She also lives in Uzbekistan. So here we practice the conjugation of the verb жить. And you can see that we say я живу, and он живет, and его подруга живет, его друг живет, его жена живет. So all of the nouns that we used from the third person, we also say живет, like он, она, he, she lives, his girlfriend lives, his wife lives. So you can also learn the words подруга, girlfriend, жена, wife, друг, friend. Now we're going to practice the same words, the same pattern, but with a little, from a different perspective. Он знает английский язык. He knows English. Она знает немецкий язык. She knows German. Я знаю японский язык. I know Japanese. Я знаю американский гимн. I know the USA anthem. Она знает литовский язык. She knows Lithuanian language. Он знает польский язык. He knows Polish language. Я знаю тайский язык. I know Thai language. Я знаю китайский язык. I know Chinese language. Он знает узбекский язык. He knows Uzbek language. So your exercise number 2 will be to say what language you know. So I would say я знаю английский и русский язык. I know English and Russian language. So you would say what applies to you. Я знаю китайский язык, я знаю английский язык, я знаю русский язык и я знаю, не знаю, немецкий язык. Whatever language you know or languages, feel free to say them all together with the linking particle e. And the last thing that we're going to remember is the pattern где живет and noun or где pronoun and живет. So I would say где живет John, где живет Алсу, где живет Наталья. All of this question have the same pattern. Где живет and then the name or a noun. For example, где живет девушка? Where does the young woman live? And when we use the same pattern with the pronoun, it's not the rule. In the Russian language, you can easily substitute and replace words in a sentence, but the most common version of this question used with the pronoun is the pronoun goes right after the question где. So you would say где он живет. You can also say где живет он, but more common to say a pronoun before, right after the short question где. Где он живет, где она живет, где я живу, где они живут, and we'll learn that later, but где он живет, где она живет, and где я живу. So practice these questions.